of Member for Cariboo-Chilcotin.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. It's certainly an honour to rise today and discuss the topic of wildfire in BC. We've experienced absolutely the worst fire seasons on record in 2023, devastating communities across the province. The interior was especially hard hit with massive fires in communities like Kelowna and, of course, on the North Shuswap. Cariboo-Chilcotin has also been devastated by fires over the last few years. It's affected communities like Williams Lake and 100 Mile House and, frankly, the entire region. We are beginning to see the same thing this year already, as last week we watched as an 1,800-hectare fire burned just northeast of Williams Lake in an area known as Burgess Creek. These fires affect more than just property. They affect people, Madam Speaker. Imagine the stress going through one's mind when being evacuated, simply not knowing if or when you'll be able to return home. Residents have shared heartbreaking stories of loss. Particularly tragic is the story of the young 9-year-old boy named Carter Vi in 100 Mile House, who lost his life due to a severe asthma attack worsened by the smoke and poor air quality. My heart, of course, goes out to Carter's family and all of the people across the province who have lost loved ones as a result of the fires. This story is an absolute worst-case scenario, but British Columbians in all parts of our province have been affected by the fires in so many other ways. Some have fallen ill, others have lost property, livestock, beloved pets. Some people experience long-lasting mental and physical effects. Entire communities have been destroyed. Tens of thousands of British Columbians have been forced to evacuate their homes fleeing fires. Many incredibly brave heroes have been injured, experienced severe health impacts, or even have lost their lives while fighting fires and protecting our communities. I'm sure that many of us here today could share similarly devastating stories. This crisis is, of course, widespread across this province and has touched us all. And while it's only April, wildfire season is already upon us. In the past week, British Columbia has seen 44 new wildfires. 41 were suspected to be human-caused. Last week, we saw the first evacuation order of the year issued, this time in Chetwynd. Residents were forced to leave their homes due to a nearby wildfire burning out of control. It is clear, Madam Speaker, to me and so many British Columbians that we need to start doing things differently. It is time for bold action so that we don't continue to see the same level of devastation year after year across this province. BC needs a complete overhaul of how we prepare for, respond to, and recover from wildfires, and how we think about the before, the during, and the after in all aspects of our approach. Three main pillars of wildfire response need to be reevaluated: technological solutions and fire response, preventative measures, and community protection and recovery, and financial assistance. Prevention is incredibly important, yet often neglected. We need increased spending on fire-smart and other forms of prevention. We need to streamline by implementing predictable and automatic distribution of grant funding to local governments instead of requiring annual grant applications. Getting rid of unnecessary bureaucracy and red tape like this enables local governments to respond more swiftly. With wildfires, time is obviously of the essence. Other important and underutilized prevention measures include off-season prescribed burns, selective harvesting, expedited permits, regulatory changes, and financial incentives. Further prevention also means like looking at the bigger picture, including aggressively overhauling forestry management practices. It also is time to modernize the way we fight fires and the tools that we use to do it. And to do this, we must expand our provincial aircraft fleet. Madam Speaker, we need cutting-edge, made in BC technological fire solutions like suppression technology to protect our homes and infrastructure, specialized drones, mass water delivery systems, and night vision technology. All of this would allow firefighters to commence early fire attacks at the hours of the day best suited for fighting fire activity, such as during night and early morning hours when the temperatures are the coolest. Madam Speaker, we also need to establish a modern full-time firefighting service with more frontline personnel who are amazing already, but we need to expand on it. A holistic and effective approach to firefighting must also include equipping and empowering local volunteer fire response teams, including First Nations and community members, with essential supplies and resources. And Madam Speaker, local expertise and resources, including the knowledge of local First Nations, are absolutely critical. Our locals know best about their communities, and we absolutely need to listen to them. As part of this strategy, we also need to focus on deploying local contractors for rapid suppression, contractors that are in the area, available and equipped very well. We have to absolutely rely on those individuals. And finally, we desperately need to provide more support to our local fire departments across this province, many which are extremely underfunded. And Madam Speaker, sadly, many that are not funded at all. As wildfire season is upon us again, we need to be bold, a new direction that utilizes local knowledge and resources to ensure our communities are protected. I look forward to the response from across the aisle. Thank you very much.
Thank you, member.